the first step is making sure they have two forms of identification so that we can, and I'm not saying like I wait and I don't do anything until they figure that out. No, that's the first step is how do we go and get that? How do we make an appointment for you to get your identification? How do we make an appointment for you to get your social security? Um, and then maybe you can work with an organization or whatever and order your birth certificate, get at least two forms, and then we can line up a job, and then we can get you a place, and so on. It's a lengthy process. So there's a lot of steps involved, but um, I hate to say it, but that's like the first thing that sucks is like until you have those, there's not much we can do, and it is out of my hand. That's why I hate to say it. It's out of my hands, and it's frustrating because there's nothing I can do. There's no amount of money. There's no person, nothing that can change that, at least as of now.
So this clears up a lot of, at least my understanding of why there's such a huge homeless problem in the States. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got a big homeless problem here in the UK, but we at least do have like charities that sort of help the homeless get back on their feet and such. We've got like things like halfway houses. There's different schemes, there's different charities, there's different things put in place to try and help people.
We have stuff like that too. It's just
Right.
it's so vast. There's so many.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like one thing from discompassionate people you often hear is, "Oh, just go get a job." But it's not that, as you've outlined there. It's not really that straightforward. It's not like, and going back to what you said earlier about like if you're in a situation where you've set up camp somewhere and it's like you don't have the time to do something like that, and you don't, it's not safe to do that, and it's like, where do you even start? Like that guy that you spoke about earlier who'd been hit over the head and he's dealing with all this stuff. I think if I remember correctly, he was with someone at least in the video, but it's like it's just him and that one person, and that's it. So he's got to think about him and that other person as well. So that's another thing to contend with. Just so many factors at play. Like, where do you even begin trying to get yourself out of that situation?
Yeah, no, that's the hard part. And a lot of times, like this recent couple where the wife is like 6 months pregnant, um, he doesn't want to leave her alone because they've had some kind of close calls of things happening to her.
Wow.
So he can't really, and they have a dog on top of all of that. So that throws another element into the mix. And a lot of places won't accept dogs. What do you do with your dog all day? What do you do with your pregnant wife that, a lot of great things have happened and I'm still working very closely with them. Um, they actually, I haven't even shared the video yet. That's like I might get that one out today. It might be tomorrow. I have a lot to go through to make it. But anyway, they've been doing wonderful, and I helped them get back on their feet, and now they're working, both of them, and it's great. But that what kept them in that situation. Like they even went and found a job where they could work together and take the dog with them, and yet they fired them because they stunk and they smelled like a campfire because they were burning a fire to stay warm. So they were covered in almost like soot and black, but they couldn't go clean it off. They had nowhere to do it. And they're like, you can't come to work like this, which is understandable in a way because we've been raised and told like you need to present yourself professionally for a job to go into work. You go into a job looking good. You have nice, clean clothes. You're clean shaven or just whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be everything, but you present yourself well. And these people don't even have that option. So at some point they could get let go if they're even hired. And it's a big misconception out there to just go get a job. Just go get a job. They obviously don't want to work. They don't care. That's why. There are a handful that don't, but most of them actually do. They just don't have the resources to make it happen. And a lot of it could just be somebody willing to take the time to let them use their address and give them a ride to the DMV, or take them to the Social Security office so they can get a Social Security card and pay the couple bucks that it costs to get that done. I know it's not a lot. It doesn't cost a lot. It's definitely a lot of time. It's some effort you have to set aside. And I'm not telling everybody to go do that for everybody they run into. By all means, I'm not saying that. But if you want to help, that might be one of the first things that you ask before you throw out, get a job,